I don't want to do it anymore. If I have a hunchback, no, I don't. I don't even want to guess how long this has taken me. Don't ask me about the back. Oh, bitch, I could make anything. Hi, welcome back to the cozy chaos that is my channel. Something I saw on Pinterest has just been eating away at my brain and I have to make it. So I saw a couple of pictures on Pinterest and Instagram of people crocheting quilts. And I don't mean like crocheting squares and then stuffing it and making like a quilted like this, if that makes sense. I mean like crocheting the designs that you would do for a quilt. I am not a sewer, I've never done actual quilting before, but I think it looks beautiful. And so I thought I need to do this, but as a crocheter. So the way that it's done is with a series of granny squares with different colours on them matched together to make the design of the quilt. Once we get going, you'll sort of see the vision and you'll understand what I'm going for here. One of my closest friends is moving away this month, which I'm really sad about. I will still be seeing her, but she's going to be moving really far away from me. So I thought I wanted to make her something as like a happy new house, happy new job kind of present, I guess. My friend, she's called Georgina, she is obsessed with Wicked. She loves the Wicked movies. I've never seen them personally. I'm really sorry if that upsets people, but she absolutely loves them. So I knew I wanted to make her something Wicked themed and something that she'll actually get use out of. So I am going to try and make a Wicked crochet quilted tote bag. That's a lot of words, and if you don't know what I'm talking about, then that's going to be really confusing. So I'm going to make 2 quilted squares and put them together to make a tote bag. And I have a blank tote bag that I'm going to be sewing it onto. So I've never done crocheted quilt before, and I've also never sewn a lining in a bag before. So this is going to be a couple of like new things for me. I'm just going to jump right in because I feel like I've waffled enough already. To be completely honest and transparent, I have already started this, but I'm going to show you the yarn that I'm using and then you'll maybe see the vision. This is all Women's Institute double knit because this is 3 for 2 at Hobbycraft always, so that's free yarn. And I needed 3 colours, so it was perfect. I just really like working with this. This is my favourite yarn. So I got 3. I got this is the colour cream, this is the colour green, and this is the colour light pink. And this is, I feel like this is giving Wicked, right? Like obviously the pink and the green are the main colours and then the white is just sort of like the background colour. Like I say, I have already started, so I have a few squares made and this is what it's going to look like. So these are the centre squares and these sort of get put together to make the shapes as we go along. The squares are currently taking me between 7 and 8 minutes each and I need to make 18 for each side. So that's 36 squares. 36 squares, and I already have a good start on this, and these are just solid granny squares with 2 colours each. I'm at a point now where I actually have enough for 1 full square, so I'm going to block those and then get going with making the second lot. I might just start putting them on the blocking board and then tell you a little bit more about how many of each squares we need and the colours and things like that. I should probably sew my ends in before I do this, but here we are. So the way that I do this is I get all of my squares onto the board in a position where they're just slightly stretched out, and I'm putting these on dry. I think a lot of people would wet them and then put them on, but that's just not how I roll. So I put mine on dry and then I go in with the steamer and I will steam them while they're stretched. I don't need them to be a certain size, I just need them all to be the same size. But I know that these are measuring the right size for my tote bag. Hopefully you can see as I'm doing this, there's 4 plain cream ones, 4 cream and pink, 4 cream and green, and then 4 pink and green. So you need 4 of each design and they will go together to make a square. These are now on the board and all I do is I make sure that there's a good gap between each square so that when I steam it, the steam can get in between the squares basically. I'm doing a very bad job of this because I'm trying to do it with one hand, but you can see I'm just sort of spreading them out a little bit to sort of let that steam in there. You see the difference? So these ones are all like packed down, but these ones, the steam's going to be able to get in between there on like all the sides. So I'm going to do the same for these ones. I'm going to steam them and then I'm going to start making the next side. So I've just steamed these and this is the very technical way that I can tell that they're all done is they're wet inside and not soaking wet, but just like you can feel that they're warm from the steam. Obviously the top ones are going to be a little bit more moist, sorry, but you can tell that the bottom ones have been done because they are wet inside. I'm just going to leave these now for probably a day and then come back and check that they're dry. I won't take them off until they are fully dry, so I'm going to leave them with the air pockets in here as well so that the air can get in to dry them, and then when they're dry we can sew them all together. So while they are drying, I am going to make a start on the second side, and it's just much of the same, 4 of every colour combination. Days and I'm just about to head out the door, but before I go I wanted to just update you. So I got all of the squares made for the other side of the tote bag. I'm looking at it and I feel like I have too many. No, I don't. This is the right amount, and these are all now dry. These are all stretched. They're feeling a lot looser than when I first put them on, so these are okay to come off. I'm going to put the other ones on and then we can start sewing these together. Don't mind the angle, I'm just showing you this really quickly. So this square hasn't been blocked yet, and this is one that has, so you can see that it's lying flat. This one is wiggly wobbly, this one is flat, and they're just like slightly bigger, and it's just a lot neater than the one that hasn't been blocked. If you're ever wondering what the point of blocking is, it's this. It just makes everything a bit more neater, a bit more uniform. This is my stack of blocked squares. Look how neat that is. Like, obviously I'm not going to get it perfect, but this is my stack of unblocked ones. Oh my gosh. But you can just see that they're all sort of like lifting up. They're all wibbly wobbly. As I say, this one's all curly, and this one, they're all very uniform. So I've put this second lot of squares on here. I've steamed them and they are going to dry. This is the first lot of squares and I've laid it out in the quilt pattern. Obviously I need to weave some ends in, but I'm hoping you can see the vision. So it's made like a star shape with the pink and the green and the cream. So now I am really bad at sewing granny squares together as it is. The fact that I have to get these in the right place is worrying me a little bit. So my plan is to stitch marker them together the right way so that when I'm sewing them they don't accidentally get flipped, because I do have a habit of like I'll sew these together and then sew these together and they're like flip-flopped every which way. I've also put it so that the center of every granny square, like the center string, the starting string, is on this side, so I know that when I'm stitching them that they should be on the same side, if that makes sense. So that being said, I'm going to stitch marker it together and then I can get sewing. Days since I worked on this, but this is where I'm up to. So I've got the squares sewn together this way. I just now need to I've got them sewn together this way. I just now need to sew them together this way. I have about an hour to spare, so I thought I'm going to spend it in this very hot room trying to sew the rest of these squares together. I don't think I'm going to get started on the second side, but if I could have this first side finished, I would feel a bit better about the project itself. I'm checking back in because I have one full square all sewn together. This, I don't even want to guess how long this has taken me. This has taken me a long time to get all together, and I wish that I could say that that's it, but I do have the other set of squares which are well and truly blocked now because they have been sat here for, I'm going to say, 5 days. I'm not weaving any ends in. To be honest, I'm just not doing it. I think you can't even tell from, apart from like the two that are on the wrong side somehow here, you can't even see them through because it's a solid granny square. This is what the back looks like. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I think I already showed this, but I have this little tote bag that I was going to use, but the more I think about it, the more I hate it. It is so see-through. Like, look at that. It's so see-through and flimsy, and I just don't feel right using this. But what I think I can do is use the straps. So I think I'm going to attempt to sew a lining for the first time. I made this year, this like bag, and I went to get some lining for it. I obviously bought other things at the sewing shop, of course I did, and I bought this as lining, which is like a cream fabric with flowers and leaves, and I was going to line this bag with it, but I kind of hate this bag and I'm kind of mad at it. This didn't take me too long, but it took me long enough. So I don't think I'm going to use that for lining anyway. One day I might line it and fall in love with it again, but that is not today. So I'm thinking I can use this lining that I bought for that bag for this bag, which would mean I wouldn't have to like crochet around it and stuff like that. I have no idea how to make straps, crocheted or otherwise. So I'm thinking I can use these because they're very similar colour and sew the straps onto this new lining, and then it would have, because the straps are absolutely fine, they're thick and they're sturdy. It is just the main body of the bag that like just feels cheap. So I'm going to try and do that for the lining, and all the ends will be hidden inside the lining, so you wouldn't even know if I'd sewn them in or not. But that is not the plan right now. My next step is obviously to sew the rest of the squares together, and I'm going to say this now, this project has reminded me that I hate doing granny square projects. I love making the granny squares. I loved designing this. I loved like working out how many squares I needed and like working out the placement and stuff. Sewing it together I think has possibly taken longer than making the squares. I don't know if I'm just bad at it. I don't know if it's just the nature of sewing. I don't know, but I don't want to do it anymore. And honestly, if this wasn't a gift, I wouldn't be making it. And if I didn't love Georgina as much as I do, I wouldn't be making it. But unfortunately, I love that girl and I wanted to have a cute tote bag, so I'm going to finish it. I hope that when Georgina sees this video, because she does watch my videos, that she knows that this bag was made with love, but also like a little bit of hatred. I can't help it. It has been a few days of just sewing these squares together, and I've just tried to save you the boredom of watching me sew these together. The last time you saw me, I was sewing together and I pulled the yarn too hard and it all came undone, and that was almost my 13th reason. So I stopped recording after that and I just got on with it. So I now have, I can't believe I'm saying this, but I now have 2 squares. They look like this. I'm really happy with how these have turned out. Don't ask me about the back, okay? This would have taken me about 2 hours to sew together, and then I had to do it twice. But it's done and I'm really happy with how it turned out. It looks super cool. It looks like a quilt. So now I'm back to crocheting. I'm going to go ahead and put a border on these squares and then I can sew them together. And then I need to actually sew with a sewing machine a lining for it. So this is where we are. This is what it's going to look like. I think it looks super cool and I think it's going to be her vibe as well. It's like wicked, but it's not overtly wicked because it's just pink and green, and I really hope she's going to like it. I have missed the deadline for her moving. She moved 2 days ago, so I think I'm just going to do half double crochets all the way around and then I can sew them together. January 5th, so it's been a while, and I'm about to take our bag and the lining to my nana's house. So I've never sewn anything before. I think I mentioned that the lighting in here is terrible. I've actually got my nana's sewing machine. She gave me it and it's just been in for a service. It was there for 4 weeks and it's just come back. So I'm going to take it to my nana's and she's going to show me how to use the machine and how to sew the lining. So I'm not going to film that just because it's my nana's house, but I will come back and show you like if we got anything done, if I learned anything, and the finished bag possibly. We're here. The finish line is in sight. This machine is from the 80s. It was manufactured in the 80s. It was used by my nana for a number of years. She's not used it for about 5 years or so. So she's been in for a service. I've taken her to my nana's. She's shown me how to thread it and how to use it, like the basics. So now I'm ready to sew this lining. And one thing about me, If I can eyeball something, I'm gonna eyeball it. But I know that with sewing, you have to be like so precise. So I've measured my bag, which is 14.5 inches by 14.5 inches. I've got my fabric, which I've measured to 15.5 by 15.5. And I've got it folded in half so that I only have to sew 2 sides. Okay, my fabric is cut and pinned for the 2 inner seams. Before I start, 2 things. 1, I know I'm supposed to use my foot for this. It's a foot pedal, I understand that. I am just learning. This is the first thing I've ever sewn, and I feel like I have more control over it with my hand. We don't judge here, okay? Secondly, if I have a hunchback, no I don't. That was a good start. Okay, take 2. Lift the foot up. Do you know what? I have gone on a little bit of a wonk on that, but the line is straight. We'll work it out. We'll work it out. Okay, here we go. Okay, I'm gonna turn inside out and see how straight it is. Oh, bitch, I could make anything. Makes one thing. Thinks I can make anything. That's not even bad. That's pretty damn good. I think that fits. I think I've done it. And you cannot see the ends inside. Oh my God, I've actually done it. I am finished. Oh my God, it's so cute. I think I have done really well considering it's my first ever sewing project. I'll show you what it looks like. Can you see? I think I did a really good job. So the handles I took off of that bag and I just sewed them to the inside of the lining fabric. So it's in between the crochet and the lining. The only thing is that here I did get a little bit off track with the crocheting. The crocheting, because it was stretching, was giving me a little bit of issues with lining it up. If you were really looking for it, you might be able to tell. But I am so happy with that. Oh my gosh. Look at that. That is so cute. And I think she is going to love it. Well, that's it. That's everything. I did it. It's taken me weeks, if not months, but I have finished the bag. If you don't know, my goal for the year is to hit 2,000 subscribers here on YouTube. So if you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing. It would really help me out. But that's it. All that being said, here's my finished bag and I will see you in the next one.